Ugh. One of the toughest jobs, and the one that everybody enjoys, cleaning their bike after you've ridden through road construction. It's summertime, you're out, and all you want to do is put some miles underneath you in the bike, and you ride through some road construction, and this happens. You get road tar all over your machine. And of course, you're on a trip, so it's not like you're going to have access to all your normal cleaning supplies when you stop at the hotel. So what do? Well, when you get back to your garage, there's a number of things that you can use to clean this type of grime and dirt. I've got a few of them here. The Gooby Gone, not a bad product. Really good for taking off sticker residue, doesn't harm any of the paint. Brake Clean, hey, you know, it's does everything, all right? Brake Clean, always gotta have Brake Clean in the garage. Problem with Brake Clean is that it evaporates really quickly, and you don't have time to get the stuff off. I mean, it's gone before you know it. And Spray 9, one of my personal favorites. Spray 9 works really well on all kinds of grease and grime. It comes in these refillable bottles on just about anything. The only thing about Spray 9 you got to watch is it will etch paint and metal pieces. Then there's this one right here, everybody's favorite, the Razor Blade. Of course, the Razor Blade has its obvious drawbacks, which is, you know, you can run the risk of scratching up your paint. But I'm going to show you how to get this type of stuff off without using any of those types of cleaners, and using something that you probably already have in your garage pretty cheaply. And that product is this one right here, WD-40. WD-40 will get grease and grime off of your bike. So the first thing we want to start with is this guy right here. This is a detailer sponge. And you can pick these up pretty much anywhere that you get detailing supplies, cleaning supplies for your cars, that sort of stuff. It is a little stiffer than a regular sponge, although pretty much with WD-40 anything will work. You can use a terry cloth type rag. You can use a regular sponge. I use a detailing sponge because I have one, and it does take a lot less elbow grease if you are using it. So, first thing we're going to do is put lots of WD-40 into the sponge. One thing about a detailing sponge is you never, ever, ever want to use it dry. You always have to make sure it's well lubricated, either with soap and water, or in this case, the WD-40. We're going to spray a little WD-40 onto plastic, just to make sure that we've got nice even coverage. The nice thing about WD-40 is it doesn't evaporate. Then, simply go to town. Start working in the elbow grease. And it doesn't melt the stuff off, but it also doesn't harm your paint. So that's really the beauty of it. So I'll start in these worst corners. As it soaks in, it really starts to loosen the road grime. You can see that those big pieces are already gone. Work my way down to this stuff. And this was hard stuff. Like this has been caked on for years on this bike. I just picked this bike up, and I hate dirty bikes. So one of the first things I always do is start cleaning them and getting rid of road tar that's been there for, in some cases, years. So, as you can see, that's already starting to take that road tar off. Remember what it looked like when we started. I'm just going to give this a quick wipe so you can see the results. Okay, we've got the major pieces off, the most part up here where we're scrubbing. You know, have a good start into the rest of it. So we'll keep working on this. It's probably the fastest product when it comes to getting off anything heavily sticky, like stickers or even bugs. You got stubborn bugs, those types of things. And like I said, the nice thing about WD-40 is it doesn't harm the finish on your bike. It is going to leave a film on the plastic, so you have to clean it afterwards with some soap and water. Just regular bike cleaner, that sort of stuff will take care of it. It works so nice at getting this stuff off. You can use all kinds of degreasers, tar remover, or things like that stuff you're paying an arm and a leg for at the detail shop or your hardware store. And the simplest thing, WD-40. Now while I'm talking about WD-40, I'll mention I don't use it to lubricate the chains on my bikes. WD-40 is a great penetrating fluid, but it has a high alcohol content and evaporates. After I wash my bike, I'll use WD-40 to make sure that I get all of the water, soap, residue, that sort of stuff off my chain. So I'll wipe it down with WD-40 and then immediately afterwards put a proper chain lube on it. So we'll talk about chain lube and how to properly lube a chain in another episode. So I took it out back and rinsed off the WD-40 residue. And of course, it's not going to take off the road rash or rock chips, things like that this panel is suffering from. But you see that the road tar is significantly different. And minimal elbow grease effort. That's one of these little garage tricks. Help you work smarter instead of harder. And that's what you see here. This sprint panel was in very, very dirty shape. This whole bike was, but with a little bit of effort, make it look as good as possible, and almost as good as new.